you care, but I don't. No, your words can't shake my bones. Though I'm stronger than you know. Your fire can't melt my soul. No, no.
Do a little chatting.
Yep.
Piss a few people off. A lot more than a few, probably. Everyone.
We're going to piss a lot of people off. But I think we're going to also make a lot of people happy because we're going to say what they
everybody's
want to
thinking,
say, what they're thinking. We're going to say the quiet part out loud.
If you don't find something to relate to, like, get out of here.
Get out.
Look right in the eyes. Get out.
Out.
I'm just kidding.
Bye.
In the shadows, I found my light. In the chaos, I found my fight.
Welcome to the very first episode of the Unfiltered and Unfazed podcast.
Woo-hoo.
I am one host, Tessa, and
I am Heather, and we are super excited to get you guys going with us on this journey. It's going to be a good time.
a good time. Double good. Two goods. It's going to be such a good time. We're going to, do a little chatting.
Yep.
Piss a few people off. A lot more than a few, probably. Everyone.
We're going to piss a lot of people off. But I think we're going to also make a lot of people happy because we're going to say what they want to say, what they're thinking. We're going to say the quiet part out loud.
Yeah. And I have always, never really had a problem. All those double negatives, I have always never.
All day long. I'm like, yeah, but no. Problem. Yeah, but no.
Right. I've never had a problem just saying the thing because I feel like, that thing that people have that's like, oh, I shouldn't say that. I don't have that.
We don't have that. 100% don't have that.
I'm not afraid to apologize. It's just, I know that I'll need to is the thing. Because already.
Let me just take a sip.
The second the mics are on, I was like, wait, should I say something crazy? No,
we just have to say it. That's the thing. We want
just,
y'all to just
things.
See us being real.
Yeah. So
something
I guess
you
that's
could relate to,
the
right?
premise. Yeah. Real, relatable, unfiltered.
Yeah.
Unfazed.
Pour yourself a glass of wine with us.
No, seriously, because this is delicioso.
It's a pineapple mimosa by Andres. I don't know. It's bottom shelf. It's good though. It's so good.
Girl, I don't know how to read. I didn't see the bottle. No,
it's so good. But so yeah, little background. I actually met Tessa while I was getting my lashes done. She does my lashes.
Yeah, fun story.
And we clicked pretty much instantly, I'd say. Yeah. And I mean, she talks to people all day long, so I get that, but.
Right. But it's not the same
flowed.
with everyone, right? Because you can have a conversation with anyone, but when it's a good, because it's never just we're never just oh, how's the weather?
Yeah. That bullshit. Literally, she was gone. I don't know, ruining my life when I had to get my lashes done and I had to go to somebody else. They did a great job. I'm not, negatively speaking on them.
Exactly.
But they didn't talk at all.
Right. And
I was like, this is the longest hour and a half of my life.
It's my biggest
not a
secret.
word.
It's my biggest secret. All you have to do is talk because you learn so much things about people. Literally by the end of our first appointment, we were already trauma dumping about all of our crazy experiences.
We were and so there. Okay, so that's what brings us here is we were I was like, dude, lash therapy. This is therapy.
No,
and she's
literally.
by the way, I definitely had a page called Lash Therapy and definitely had a podcast. And I was like,
I did.
What?
That's my old little baby podcast I tried to start. It was called Tessa Talks Tea. I just talked a lot of tea, you know what I mean?
She's most so.
I spare names, but I don't necessarily
we're gonna spare names. So we're gonna spare names, but
spare names but not feelings. I did publicly Uber rate all of my exes once, so that was without names.
Love that.
But they know who they are.
Love that.
Obviously. Oh, we're gonna have to cut this part. This part has to be cut.
I was like, do we have to start over? Because we had some good shit going.
No.
I'll cut that out.
Okay.
No, you can leave that in there. That was my husband. That's our producer.
Producer sounds so funny.
I'm actually saying I'm just going to be working out, but I won't film anyways. Bye.
Okay, bye.
All right.
See, I don't think he says cut that out. Why? We want you guys to be so real with us.
Right?
I'm not even kidding you. We're 100% in my house right now. Mm-hmm. In my master bedroom.
Fully.
And we're drinking mimosas and there's probably kids running around out there. It's perfect. And that's what we want. We want it to be real. We want you guys to like listen and feel like you're like here with us.
Right.
And we're all hanging out.
Right.
You know, and having whatever comes up. I mean, when you're with your girlfriends, I'm sure it's the same as me. Like there's probably a portion of crying, a portion of laughing,
correct,
a portion of what the fuck's wrong with you? Why would you do
like
that?
Probably the biggest portion with me.
Yeah. Oh, like, 100%. Like, that's the biggest portion I have with you when I'm
no, literally, it's like, so why would you do that? I'm like, listen.
And you're like, but I know. We listen, we don't judge, but then we judge and we give advice and then we don't take the advice.
I'm qualified to judge, I feel. Like, I don't know. Just something about the way that I've lived my life makes me feel like that it's okay if I judge a little bit, like a time or two. It keeps things spicy. It keeps things exciting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like sometimes somebody is doing something that deserves judgment. Like,
you know what? The no judgment zone and all of that has kind of turned society into a mess.
Right.
There needs to be, you got to have a little bit of like,
you have to
judgment in your life because
like bring back shame.
There should be a little shame. Like we need a little bit of shame.
I think some people should be ashamed of the way they're living their lives. And
I mean,
I feel like I have a voice.
When we have goals of 100 bodies in like what'd she do in an hour or like a day, God, 24 hours in an hour? That's crazy.
In an hour? Like, you're having to double up on seconds, I think. Like,
I think that we need to bring a little bit of shame back.
No, just a tiny bit. Or like, you know, the people
I'm also a big fidgeter, so get used to it because I will be up like this every 5 seconds, just so y'all know.
No, I'm always touching something.
I will never sit here still. ADHD for life.
For life. ADHD for lifers. Yeah, and then there's also those one people that like I don't know, are you allowed to say furries on the internet?
Yeah.
Is that,
I don't know. I mean, you can say that according to what I hear about X, you can have your butthole show. So I guess you could.
I guess I can say furry.
Say furry.
Like,
yeah.
It's just for me, like personally, like if that's what you want to do, like I feel like you should keep that to yourself. And I feel like you should have a little bit of shame in that.
A little bit. I mean, you should.
Just a little.
Or like in the furry community, like express yourself.
Right.
But did you see the video of like a little boy like saw one in like Starbucks or something and literally like had his first moment of trauma. Well, screamed screamed and ran, and everybody was like, "Oh!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, his first trauma moment."
Yeah, if I saw a wolf
scarred
in Target,
for life, 100%.
I'd cry.
Right?
I don't care if it's a real wolf or a person pretending to be a wolf. That's a little scary.
And this is where shame comes back, and this is where somebody's going to be like, "Let them express themselves,"
and they should in the comfort of their own homes, privately, behind closed doors. Like some people, I feel like should go back in the closet. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Girl.
That was bad.
That's gonna go in so many different directions.
Go back in the closet is hilarious.
I mean, some people should, and you know, that's not even on sexual orientation.
No.
Like, just go back in the closet,
just of yourself.
But so that kind of brings us to some of what we're going to talk about today, which is like modern day Jezebels and like pick me energy, which is a really big problem. It's actually a problem. It's not just like a cute trend on the internet. It is affecting relationships.
So much so.
Careers, business places.
I feel like a huge part of like
I'm going to look up the definition.
Like structure of like how America is set up right now is a lot of times like, you know, when you think about pick-me's, generally people are talking about a woman. And so I will say, you know, that's not it, but like generally.
It's like we said, men are taking on a lot of feminine traits. That's really also concerning.
They really are. And so it's more so just somebody that is like, they will do things that, you know, are outside of their moral standings in order to get attention. That's like the most general, basic, generic version or definition that I can think of. But it's literally just like doing the most for no reason. And like I could understand, like as someone who like I love makeup, I love fashion, I like dressing up, I like to be extravagant, like I like doing the most. But not for no reason. Like, and especially not for, I'm sorry, but validation.
Right. That's like, where the difference is I'm not saying you can't be powerful and sexy and all those wonderful things. It's a matter of doing it for the wrong reasons and for validation and for seeking approval of others, even if it brings people down. Because like the Jezebel, I mean, you know, we're not speaking only in biblical terms, but in like the biblical definition of it, it is often associated with powerful evil queen who's promoted to promoted the worship of Baal. But it could also be metaphorically used to describe someone considered manipulative, seductive, a temptress, as a historical Jezebel was. In some circles, the term is also used to describe someone to be under influence of like a Jezebel spirit, implying demonic spirit, wickedness, seduction. So a lot of times they use like sexuality to gain power. Which 100%. Women do, and obviously, but
yeah. And I can understand. Okay, so the biggest argument that I feel like people come at with that is like, well, I can do whatever I want with my own body and blah 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 blah. Yes, you can do whatever you want with your own body, but you have to understand that when you're choosing to do these kinds of things, what you're promoting and the world that you're creating when you're doing it, right? So like there's supply and demand. Obviously, we wouldn't be supplying things if there wasn't a demand for it, but don't you think the demand would be a lot less if there was a lot less supply? I feel like that's like one of the biggest things about it.
So it's like the age old thing, like, oh, I bet she got that position like in CEO because she slept her way up to the top. But that's actually becoming a true statement now. Mm-hmm. That was like a mean, rude thing to say, like, oh, she's not good enough. But women are using that now, and they are climbing their, which people are going to go off the deep end right now and be like, absolutely not all the work women have done and this and that.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, honey, OnlyFans. Thank you.
Yeah, we're not talking about people who, you know, actually have worked hard and earned their way into their careers. Obviously, like if what I am saying is triggering to you, then maybe like you need to look within. Yeah. Like, because I'm not saying this about somebody that is like, you know, who works hard and has, you know, the degrees and really put in the effort. And then, you know, maybe they got like a couple privileges here and there because they are more beautiful and that's how our society is set up and whatever. Yeah. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who do A, B, C, D, E, F, G things in order to get noticed for.
Even if that means bringing down other women, other people, which again, people are going to be like, but you're bringing people. You're putting down women right now, right? Okay. Here's the thing.
Because some women need to be put down. I'm sorry, but like
to something that like saying the quiet part out loud. Like this is something happening. I've witnessed it. I know you've had an experience that was a more spiritual experience, so we want to hear about that because that was crazy. Yeah.
Okay, we will get into that for sure.
Yeah.
But even just like the outside aspect of it, like, okay, so I will say like one of the most basic like examples, and I saw this happen, and it's really what started making me reevaluate people because I always am like, oh, okay, well, especially because I hang out with a lot of people who are very like open about their bodies and very like, you know, likes to wear less and like all of that stuff, and I'm totally cool with all that. But there was this one specific situation that happened, and it happened to one of my friends. I'm not gonna well, it's not even the one you think.
Oh my god.
It's like
I feel like that one is a good one.
No, but that one's really good. But this one there was a specific like event that happened, and one of my friends went to another one of my friends' house, right? Because they were doing like a bonfire, whatever. It was fun. So they get to the house after we'd been out, you know, maybe dancing or whatever, having a few drinks. I like to go home. One thing about me is I'm going home.
100%. Get my ass home.
No, literally. I'm like, bye. Like I will Irish goodbye so quickly. Be like, hey, I left. Like, sorry. But so these two girls go back, and one of the girls has her little boo thing with her, right?
Okay.
Not the owner of the house. Okay. That's important to know.
Okay.
So the owner of the house and my friend go, and my friend's like, oh, I really want to change out of my club clothes. Like, do you have anything that I can borrow just until...
Wait, you're not at your house, right?
We're at a different house, okay. Right? And so that girl is like, oh, yeah, I have something you can change into, blah, blah, whatever. That girl comes out with the most Adam Sandler basketball shorts and the baggiest, rattiest, tattiest t-shirt you could ever possibly think of, and gives it to my friend. It's like, you can change into this. She's like, I'm going to go change too.
Oh, let me guess.
Wait, I do want you to guess. What do you think?
She came out in like straight lingerie.
Basically dead ass. She came out in this booty cheeks out, boobie showing, one piece, super tight, fitted little jumpsuit.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
yes, ma'am.
proceeded to then, like, you know, tend to the fire and do all these things, like, while having my friend look like Adam Sandler. And I go,
pick me energy level like 9.
Right. And did you do that because my friend's man was there? Or did you do that because you're like insecure about my friend? Because my friend is gorgeous. Like
most people probably look at it like no big deal. But then there's that other side where it's like, let me make her look unappealing.
Right.
That's going to make me look more appealing, feel more appealing, which is what, you know, pick me energy is. Like, I'm sure a lot of people have those friends, and it may not even be like in a sexy way, but they'll do something like, oh, cool, you went here? Like, you went to this hotel? Oh, yeah, cool. I went to this one, and it had, like, an indoor, you know, swimming pool with a whole
like
water park.
Like,
kind of like the one-upping thing.
That
and it's
energy,
like, why is that necessary? Why are we doing that? Like, just be like, oh, cool, I'm so glad you had a good time. And that is, like, where we are. And then a lot of the pick-me's seem to want to be, like, one of the guys. Like, like, the boys. Oh, and they always say the term, okay, you guys, I know that you've heard this before, but you've heard one of your friends call like a group of guys, even if it's like the husbands or just like or just a group of guy friends
males that are at the function.
Which, you know, me and my husband, we don't have friends of the opposite sex, but in the normal world, the boys. Oh, the boys. Oh my God. The boys were just so excited. I was there.
Oh my God.
The boys helped me. The boys pulled my chair out. Nobody else is.
Can you believe the boys thought I was so funny? Like,
right? Like, I know you said that there was a friend that got injured.
Okay. So let me tell you, like,
I thought it was so funny.
It's one of the most, like, okay. So to the outside untrained eye, you might not understand why this is pick me behavior. I'm just going to be so real. But as a woman, like, who has, like, I've gone through Mean Girls. I've been a mean girl. I've been a pick me.
Right. That's why we can do this, because we went through that phase in life where we like needed to figure ourselves out. So that's why we see it so clearly, crystal clear.
Exactly.
I see it, and people are like, how did you? And I'm like, because I was there. You have to go through that to be where, like, to like level up to like the next phase.
And a huge part of it is like, I wish that somebody had been like, girl, why are you being like that? Like, like it literally took someone coming to me and being like, hey, did you know that you're like this? And I was like, oh my God.
Did you know that you're awful and like need to change?
Did you know that you like are absolutely desperately seeking validation from literally any person, especially a man that comes in your vicinity? I'm like, me?
I'll never.
Not me. Yeah, I was. I was all the time.
Yeah.
But okay, so this girl, she does something. Hold on. She like, okay, so we're at a function, right? We're at a place. We're some party people. A lot of my stories involve a function that I'm at. Okay.
Right. I have no life on the other hand.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You have like the other things.
I have like a husband.
You have like
children.
all the homely, like, and I have the I was drunk in a field.
No, right. But that's like the perfect reason why y'all will relate to something in this.
Yeah. No, you'll if you don't find something to relate to, like, get out of here.
Get out.
Look right in the eyes. Get out. No, I'm just kidding.
Bye.
But yeah, so we're at the function, and this girl does something to allegedly purposefully. I can't say 100% sure that it was on purpose. It was allegedly an accident. You know, but she walks into this door and like,
is it like a sliding glass door?
Yeah, and she like hits her head on the door or whatever, blah blah blah. Okay,
so it's super loud, right? Like the loud bang, like, oh my God, the whole
loud
thing,
bang, like whole thing. And I'm like, okay, like, girl, like, my first initial reaction was that was so pick me, but I realized that I'm biased and like I had already noticed like a couple things, and so I didn't want to
you've told me that you already noticed
I
things.
didn't want to like influence people around to be like, oh, she's a pick me, because I'm very influential and I totally understand that like sometimes when I say things people just start believing it, and I'm like, wait, no, do your research. But this thing, I was like, oh, such a pick me. And Everybody goes and checks on her. It's like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? And she's fucking fine. And so then she posts on her freaking Snapchat story, and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe like I ran into that sliding glass door. Shout out to the boys for coming to check on me. And I'm like, bitch, everyone checked on you. What do you mean shout out to the boys?
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen.
What do you mean, shout out to the
Mostly
boys?
ladies probably, but the boys.
No, literally. And if you're a guy watching this and you weren't aware like that these things are happening, they like dead ass are. Like, I promise you.
They probably feel good about it. That's the problem is like these guys feel good about the idolization that like these girls are giving them.
They're like, oh my God, she thinks I'm so funny.
Like, no, or she doesn't. Boys, oh, we like helped her and like she mentioned us. She gave us a shout out.
Right.
And it's like, no, dude, she's giving herself a shout out.
Right.
She's literally not giving you a
all
shout
the
out.
Like, know that she has a pool of boys to check on her.
That the boys checked on her as any person in the area would probably check on somebody that ran their dumbass into a sliding glass door.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't check on her, but that's because
you're like, girl.
That's because everybody else was checking on her. I'm like, girl, you're fine.
You're like, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it through this.
Not even a bump, not even a red mark.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you ran into it with your hand.
Right.
But whatever. Allegedly.
Right. Alleged. This is all alleged.
This is all alleged. I could have just made that whole story up just now.
Right. I mean,
maybe I didn't though.
It's a little pick me. It's a little pick me energy.
It's a little pick me. Yeah, I made up that entire story. Fake news.
But the whole Jezebel thing too is what's happening is they
like
infiltrate. They infiltrate. They infiltrate into whatever it is, a family, a business. I mean, I've seen some things destroyed.
Right.
Destroyed.
Oh, completely.
And they use their like, I'm a cute girl, like
right,
blah, 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 blah.
right,
and maybe even a little bit of like sexuality, and even if it wasn't welcomed, like they're using that,
right,
and then they somehow get into like little positions of power,
right,
and then kind of infiltrate a little more, and then infiltrate a little more, and then infiltrate until they've infiltrated so hard,
right,
that it's like impossible to get rid of them, and that is where. I think social media plays a part in that.
Huge part.
Because they're able to use it in like certain ways and seem more associated with something than really they are. Like,
I completely agree. Because I mean, even if you think of the story of Samson and Delilah, you know how much work Delilah had to put in before she found out she has to cut Samson's hair. Yeah, because that's Jezebel behavior. Literally, like you have to go so far just to take someone else down, and you're willing to do it at any expense. Like, and that's the craziest part about it. Like, Jezebel is like, I don't know if you know like the history of like the Queen Jezebel and like stuff like that.
I'm still learning. Like, I'm a newer saved Christian, so I'm still learning a lot. Like, you are an expert.
Well,
Tessa,
don't say expert. Don't say expert.
You're pretty good. Like,
I know.
Nobody's an expert. Like I said, people scholars study the Bible and like everything for like their life.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of knowledge.
I just grew up in church, and also I love ChatGPT. So anything that I'm not like super refreshed on, I'm like, ChatGPT, brief this.
Which again.
Me.
Opposite over here, literally didn't even know like what ChatGPT was, and then you like kind of showed me, and I'm still like Googling stuff like
it's
a grandma.
Okay.
Like,
it's okay. Yeah, you'll get there eventually. I know you will. I believe in you. But yeah. So basically, the other thing about the Jezebel behavior is, so there's like Queen Jezebel, whatever. The reason why she's so like. Where that name even comes from, because that was her actual name, is obviously like she was spreading the worship of Baal and like all of the stuff back in like early times. But she was a murderer. Like, she used her sexuality, her influence, and all of those things to literally murder like so many people in order to get to the queenship. Right. And then so the thing about that is
wild.
My favorite thing about like Jezebel and in relation to like people is, I don't think a lot of people realize that like if this is the demon that you're battling, if you don't face it, your kids will have to face it.
100%.
And the crazy thing about that, because even Jezebel's daughter, it starts with an A. I can't fully remember her name. Like, I'll look it up in a second. But even she was known to be a ruthless, like, bloodthirsty. She literally killed an entire royal family.
Well, how could you really be a good parent if your objective is, I mean, obviously murder, probably not, but if your objective is to like work your way into these things by any means necessary, and that means whether it be lying on your resume,
right.
you know, literally lying on your resume,
like
having sex with people,
to get for it,
playing that helpful, like the really helpful, like, you know, I'll do anything you need me to do part. Like
I'll change anything about me.
Right.
I'll do any
right.
of,
I will literally, you want me to cut off my arm? I'll do it.
Right.
I will do it right now.
As long as you pick me.
It's like, that is disturbing behavior.
Right.
And I think that other people that don't see it that way think of it as a go-getter, a hustler, a bad bitch, a hard worker. And it's like,
but it's not.
You're so wrong.
So wrong.
You are so wrong, because hard workers, hustlers, bad bitches are not going to do that. They're going to be like, look, I'm qualified. Right. They're going to be like, I'm qualified enough as I am that I don't need to cut off my arm. I'm not going to fucking cut off my arm.
No, exactly.
I am bringing the fucking fire, and I will do what I need to do as far as my job is concerned.
Right.
I don't need to do these stupid extra little things.
Right.
That is pick me energy.
It's such pick me. It's so bad because, and that's the other thing, because it also like diminishes like all these women that work so hard to get to the places where they go, because then it's like the thing, because there's statistics that's like it takes 3 women in a room for her opinion to start to matter, for a woman's opinion to start to matter. So like if you have 3 strong women who earned their way up,
Make sure you're in your mic.
with respect, everything like that, but then you have, even if one of those women slept her way to the top, none of the men in the room are going to take those women seriously, because one of them, they know how she got there.
Right.
And so they're like, oh, well, they don't actually have anything to offer. And that's the thing that frustrates me. And yeah, men should think differently and blah, 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 whatever. But that's not how it is. And whenever we just like keep, you know, being like, oh, well, you know, sex sells, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like it is like severely diminishing the, you know, intelligence and the work ethic and the sacrifice that other women have had to make in order to achieve something. And it just diminishes it to, oh, well, if you just open your legs because you're a woman, you'll be successful.
Right. And it's like the women that are doing that, like I just heard somebody quote that it said, I didn't work this, or women didn't fight this hard for rights to have them like taken away by, you know, whatever A, B, and C. Right. And it's like, that's what's happening. It's like the OnlyFans. So then we have OnlyFans. Like, we'll do a whole episode on that damn shit, because that shit's wild.
It's like
but
a lot.
that is, you know, porn's been around for
literally ever
ages. Okay, that's not the issue.
I'm sure there's like caveman porn.
100%. Because that's like primal. But then it turned into a really disgusting, sinful thing. I mean, it's always been sinful, but it's like actually really disgusting now. I just posted like a lady that like eats her shit, smears her shit on herself, and then just had a baby and includes her baby in the content now, her newborn baby. That's like, and she wears diapers, and it's like, okay, are we more concerned with that behavior or the people watching it? Right. Because people are watching that, and I'm not okay with that. So they're watching her do this, and you know, again, smut, all that disgusting stuff has always been around. But so we're not trying to change the world. We know that's not going anywhere. I think that X is also extremely disgusting. Social media site that's basically porn. No, I don't think so. But we'll, you know, like I said, we'll get into the we'll get into the virtual what do we call it? Virtual prostitution.
No, literally it's virtual prostitution.
Yeah. We'll get into that at another time. But that also takes away from like these hardworking women. And then what do they say? It's a job. I'm making money. That's all that matters, right? It's just like strippers, which sorry, unpopular opinion against those two.
Yeah. Like I think the thing about it is, in my personal profession, well, no, I do lashes, so you have to know that I do lashes for like all kinds of people, right? And so, but that gets you an idea.
You know people inside and out more than anybody would, just like a hairstylist.
And then this is crazy, y'all. My mom was a stripper, so I have a little bit more personal insight than a lot of people what that industry actually looks like. And
you saw some really hardcore stuff.
Oh my God. Like, and that's not even just like as a child, like as an adult too, because like I've been to strip clubs. Like I you know, had a crazy ex, and like it's just, I don't know a singular person that is in that industry that isn't struggling with their mental health. Like
Right.
I can't
nobody's
think of
super
one, like
healthy and
no.
mentally stable is like, that's definitely what I want to do.
Right.
Like, sign me up.
Right. And the thing about it is, it's like, if
We're going to get hate for
money
that.
were not
We're gonna get hate
involved,
for
would
that.
you still want to do it? If money
Right.
were not involved,
so
would
let's
you still
say
do
you
it?
made minimum wage. You
Right.
made what you would make at a normal job.
Right. Is this still something you would do? And the
100%.
answer is
No, nobody. No, everybody
Like-
says the same thing. Girl, what do they do on Instagram? They take their plastic baggies, ghetto ass baggies, and they count their tips. One night's $1,000. And she's counting her tips, right? And I look
Right.
at her and I'm like, girl, you're missing 2 fucking nails. Okay,
Right.
half your lashes are off.
Right.
You make all this bag and you can't even get your nails done. Why? Because it goes to drugs.
Right.
It goes to fucking drugs. Nobody's going to change my mind. And guess who can confirm that? You can.
No, I literally can confirm that, because the thing about it is, like, I know, like, I'm genuinely thinking so hard because I know so many girls that are in the industry, and I say girls on purpose because I've never met a 30-year-old stripper, by the way.
Would we call strippers pick-me's? Jezebels? They're using their sexuality to take money, gain power. Because in that moment, they're powerful. That man
They're
is
very
like,
powerful.
there's these men that think that they, they're like those men that always think the stripper likes them.
Well, I mean, traditionally, yeah, absolutely. And then, have you ever seen Handmaid's Tale?
No.
Okay, so Handmaid's Tale, the place where they have the girls that, are handmaids, they have the girls that go out to the fields to do whatever.
Okay.
Well, they have the girls that are like conventionally attractive that they don't want to put in the field. They take them to this place called Jezebels, and they're strippers at the place.
Just
Like,
saying.
no,
it all comes full circle, baby.
right? No, I definitely am gonna get hate from that, but the thing about it is, it's like, you have to understand that a strip club is evil. Like, there's not.
How can you look at that and
it's
be like,
evil.
this is just pure? Because what do they want? Everyone justifies OnlyFans, strip clubs, probably even that behavior as entertainment, right? It's entertainment,
but it's
even porn. I mean, how many men will say, "Oh, it's just a form of
It's the
entertainment."
entertainment industry.
But
why
are you fucking
why are you
serious?
entertained by this? Like, and I'm just like the next person. Like, I understand. Like,
They're not entertained by it.
no, they're not entertained. They're like, it's
They're,
like, this
like,
weird,
getting off by
lustful,
it.
Like,
Not all men, by the way, but
no.
most.
But back, even with the OnlyFans thing, there are 1.4 million women in America who do OnlyFans, but there are 84.5 million men that subscribe.
Right.
So
That's an alarming number.
It's
And then on
huge.
top of that, I think you said the percentage of women. There are women that subscribe.
Oh yeah.
But it's like,
but it's way
less.
way less. Like, mostly, the only women that I know subscribe to OnlyFans are only subscribing to literally support their friends that are doing OnlyFans.
oh, okay. I was like, girl,
Like,
I don't know anybody.
I don't really know,
or I don't know anybody that's admitted it. Nobody.
No, I know some people that do to support their friends, but like, I'm like, or you could just buy her dinner,
I mean, Zell her like
whatever.
$5 a month or
I
$10
personally,
a month.
I love my friends so much, and I would do so many things for them, but I don't want to stare.
Girl, but
into
that's one
their-
thing I don't
I don't want to stare into my friends.
inside of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's not like, I mean, I used to do waxing, and that's one thing.
Oh God. Also
Close
waxing. Whoa. I am sorry.
Crazy.
That is actually crazy.
Me doing waxing, or
Just waxing in general. Like, I was, oh my God, that is traumatic experience.
Oh my gosh, you don't
Like,
wanna,
I did the
you don't
sugaring.
wanna get your coochie hairs
I
ripped
did the
out?
sugaring, and
sugaring's different.
I
mean,
don't understand the theory of people being like, oh, it's not that bad. I was like, actually, I was, by the end of it, I had sweat on every inch of my
Right.
body, like pouring out of my body because
Yeah.
it was that bad. I was like, I'm confused.
Yeah, no, people
there
lie
was
about
swelling. There was redness.
Swelling?
There was swelling. I was swelled. I swelled. Swelled. I don't know. What's
you
the
were
word?
swollen?
It was so scary
Oh my
and
God.
awful.
No,
And I
that's
did it a couple
terrifying.
times. And I was like, Tyler, you're going to have to deal because I'm not ever doing
So
this again.
my thing about it is, like, it never doesn't hurt. Okay.
It's like a tattoo when people are like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad after you fuck. It's that bad during. I
it is bad
despise
during.
getting tattooed.
It's like, well, because I got so used to it that, like, it doesn't, not that it doesn't hurt, it does hurt, but like, for me, it's just like, I very much just hate anything having to do with a razor.
It is
I
unfortunate.
feel like I cut myself.
Women have to go
I
through
feel
a
like
lot.
I cut myself a lot. Like, and not even in like a sad emo way. Like in like
Right,
I'm
right.
literally just trying to
Like,
shave.
do we need to talk about that?
No.
Like, what do you mean cut yourself?
No, I never.
God,
Okay,
that
I
was a
tried-
trend for a while. Remember that?
Well, I tried one time.
Get it together, people.
I tried to cut myself. Hold on. One time.
We all, dude, at like
Wait.
14 years old, I think I like took something and like a safety pin and went like this and was like, oh fuck, that I don't enjoy that at all. I didn't release any of the
don't
feelings
like
that I
pain.
have.
No, now I just have two feelings and they're both painful in different ways.
People,
Like,
you know what's crazy is people are gonna be like, what kind of sick assholes are laughing about cutters? It's like, okay, look,
okay, God forbid.
we're going through our experience, which was totally lame. It didn't even work. I think I dropped like a drop of blood.
No, okay, literally, this is why I
Mind
did.
you, again, this is many years ago. We're fine now.
Yeah, I'm not
We're
suggesting
totally stable.
anyone
We're
cut
totally mentally
themselves.
stable
Yeah.
now.
Well, I wouldn't say that about myself, but I vouch for you. You're mentally stable-ish.
I bet my husband doesn't agree, but he thinks I don't know.
You know, okay,
He loves me, and that's all that matters.
and that is all that matters. Like honestly,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it is all that matters. Mine was like a so I had this little thumbtack.
The fact that
and-
we're using safety pins and thumbtacks, we don't even
No,
have like
I
a
had like a
razor
blade.
blade.
I'm like, what am I supposed to? You want me to get like a fucking samurai sword, like slice my fucking leg
Let me go
off?
take
Like,
the blade out of my dad's razor. Like,
like-
oh wait, did we have dads? Did you?
No. No. What's like, obviously not. Like I
I
didn't
mean, my
think that was,
grandpa.
like,
I had my stepdad, but we didn't live with him. It was my mom's boyfriend for
Oh my
like
gosh.
15 years.
Oh my gosh, no, it was literally insane. Like this
Oh,
little
so
safety
dead.
pin, and I was like, I had like really dry skin, right? so like, I went to do a cut, and like it didn't do anything, but you could see like a white line because my skin was so dry, right? And you have to understand, like I'm white, like I don't know if you guys can see, I'm pretty pale.
actually bawling.
So for you to be able to see a white line on my skin, that means I had to be pretty ashy, okay? And so I was like, oh wow, I don't want to cut myself, but being myself, an artiste.
That's. I mean, we are expressing ourselves at this time.
I was
in our
expressing
lives.
myself.
I wrote poetry also, which some of it was horrifying, but
I'll bring some of my poetry.
oh,
one
I
day.
gotta read some of mine.
But so then I was like, oh, I don't want to cut myself, but like, what if I just draw like one of those little boxes that like, you know, connect because my right?
I'm like convulsing over.
I know. And so I drew one of those like little 3D boxes on my legs, right? And I didn't think anything of it because I was like, oh, it's just a little white and ashy, well, whatever, like going throughout my day. Anyways, a little bit like I go home because I was at my friend's house and I did this because I guess she was talking about cutting and I was like, I want to try, but then I'm not like
This
I'm
is
not,
a thing to try.
I
I
don't want
wanna
to feel
do it
left
too.
out. I really like to feel included. Like I'm sorry, I wanted to try it, so
my
I
nose
did.
is like running because I'm laughing
No,
so
I'm
hard.
sorry. And so then I go home and I'm wearing some of those like Nike athletic shorts. I mean, if you know, you know. But and so
If that tells you anything,
my stepdad sees this on my leg.
it's on your leg.
Yeah, it's on my leg, and he's like, "Oh my God, Tessa, have you been cutting yourself?" And I was like, "Who cuts themselves in patterns like this?" Like, no, I was just trying to draw a little picture on my leg with a thumbtack, and he was like, "We can get you help." I was like, "I'm
Wait, is this the
okay."
pastor stepdad?
No,
Or
no,
he
no,
was-
no, no. This was
No.
like my drug dealer mom's boyfriend.
Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry.
So at least
Okay.
somebody was concerned.
At least he was concerned.
No, like my mom was never concerned about anything. Like with the poetry thing, one time I was writing poems in middle school and I was like, my life is filled with despair and like all this. I used the word despair. I know for sure.
I probably used despair as well.
Oh my gosh. And then my mom read one of my poems one time. I come into my room. She's like reading my diary as she does. And she's looking at this and she looks at me and I was like, I'm sorry, Mom. Like I've blah, blah, blah. And she goes, no, Tessa, you're an amazing writer.
She's like, you
And just
are
left it
talented.
at that.
Thank God.
No, she was like, you're such a good writer. I'm like, I'm going to kill myself. She's
Right.
like,
She's not concerned at all.
poetic.
She's like,
Like,
yeah,
oh,
it's
cool.
fine. Anyway,
Oh my gosh, no,
gotta go
that's
to
so
work
funny.
now, honey.
no, dead ass. And, you know,
People probably also think we're sick that we like make light of the fact that your mom's a drug addict.
well, I
and
am
was a
sick.
stripper.
My mom was a drug dealer. Sorry, it was my life.
Right.
Like,
Like if you can laugh about it, we can laugh about it. Like,
yeah, no, dead ass. Like, God, what do you want me to just be sad forever? Okay, fine. Maybe I will cut myself. No, I'm
right,
sorry.
right.
I'm not
Now I'm
cut
gonna cut myself. So thanks.
Yeah,
Okay, we probably shouldn't say. Just kidding.
I don't
We're
promote-
definitely not ever
I'm
going to
really-
do that.
I
We
could-
don't promote that.
it
Obviously,
hurts.
neither of us are like.
I don't like pain.
Definitely don't promote
I don't-
self-harm in
No,
any way.
no self-harm, no
self-harm.
self-hurting yourself.
Don't do that.
If you're young and you think maybe I should try it just once, just no, don't do that.
No, it's
Don't do
draw
that.
patterns on your
Don't
leg.
draw patterns
Don't
on your
even-
leg.
Yeah.
Even if you're really ashy, don't do it.
it's okay because kids aren't.
Don't
I don't think
do
kids
it.
cut anymore. I think they just go straight into like fentanyl and
No,
like
yeah, like,
heroin.
what's up with
they,
that?
They just did a violent jump from like let's just like cut ourselves with like safety pins
just
and
do
like
some slight
pierce our
self-harm
noses
to,
with
like-
safety pins and like write poems about how our life sucks.
Yeah.
And let's just like jump straight into like 14-year-olds
drugs.
doing pills,
Which is
fentanyl.
crazy.
Like that's fine.
So crazy. Like, and trust me, I am somebody who does not like to feel left out. However, that's one thing you can leave me out of.
Leave me out.
One thing about me, the second someone pulls out a little baggie, I go home.
Right.
I leave the
I
function.
told my son because Bradley, my oldest son, who's 19, was even saying like in high school. I remember him talking in junior high. He was talking about kids doing shit, and I was like, I need you to be that kid, and which he was, and I'm really proud of him for because, he would be that kid that's like, no, dude, like I don't like. I could literally care less if you think I'm a fucking square or a fucking
square,
nerd
so
because
funny.
like. I'm not like there were
Right.
times he'd come home early because he's like they were doing stupid shit and
Yeah.
it's funny because nobody was like, oh, Bradley didn't do it, like nobody cared,
Right.
So I was like, this whole peer pressure thing, like when kids, I think kids use that,
Right.
I do think peer pressure exists,
Yeah.
but I do think kids use it as an excuse of why they did something. They're like, well, all my friends were doing it, but at the end of the day, Bradley never had a friend that was like, we're not your friend anymore, Bradley, you didn't do drugs with us.
Exactly. That's
Nobody
exactly
gave a
how I
fuck. They're
was
probably like,
too.
cool, more for us. Cool. Like, so I think that kids use that. Well, especially like if they're doing shit in class. Like, well, the other
Right.
kids were doing it, and it's like, no, they
In
wouldn't
class?
have cared. They no, not drugs.
I'm like, they're doing
I
drugs
was like,
in
grandma,
class
not
now?
drugs. Like being a class clown.
Sorry.
Being a class clown, let's
Okay,
say.
no, I understand that.
I
I was like-
I wouldn't be surprised if teachers aren't racking up lines at this point.
I was like, I know
Teachers
I
are allowed to
graduated
do whatever
10
the
years
fuck they
ago, but
want,
I
so-
didn't realize it changed that much.
They're just having relationships with kids, doing
my God.
drugs. It's like actually like true
I know
story.
actual tea about.
It's like
I don't want to super give away our location or anything like that, but I know some tea.
never. We don't give away location
about
You're all
some of
crazy.
the school district stuff going up in here. I don't even have kids, so I don't know how I know.
Oh, God, we'll talk later.
Yeah, no, like I'm just like, how do I know all this?
But I do think that the peer pressure thing, like, and then we go all the way back. It's like back full circle to like what we were talking about, like pick me's
Right.
and stuff. The
And that's-
validation. It's like you're using whatever it is you're doing for validation as like an excuse.
Right.
Like, well, I needed the validation, and it's like that's what kids do too with peer pressure. They're like, but all the other kids were doing it, and I'm like, but I promise you, if you were the only one that didn't, they like actually wouldn't care.
No, they don't.
They're not like you
Not at
didn't
all.
you didn't act like an asshole too. Ha ha, you suck. They're like don't care.
Right.
And it's like so that excuse like doesn't work for me as like
No,
a parent.
it doesn't.
I'm like,
especially
yeah,
because I
really don't care if everybody was
that
doing
kid
it.
that didn't do anything. Also,
I didn't either.
Like, well, because my mom, like, you know, when you have an addict parent, like, it's really easy to say no to drugs. Like,
right.
it's really
like
easy
you
to be
either
like,
go one way or the other. You're
"No."
probably
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm definitely gonna just say fuck it and do it. Or you're
Right.
like, no, I definitely don't want to do this. I don't want to be like this because I can
Right.
see what's happening here, which I'm glad you didn't.
Oh yeah,
But-
like, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Like in my time, allegedly, maybe or not, I have tried a thing or two. Not that I would
That's
admit.
also alleged, yeah.
That's alleged, and I don't even have a good memory, so I could be lying. Like,
I plead the fifth. I
Actually,
100% plead the fifth on all
I
this.
take back that statement I just said. I've never done anything wrong or bad ever in my entire
Ever.
life. I've always
Never.
been perfect.
I will say this, all bullshit aside, I was like scared. I was like that no, I'm not even kidding. I was that person like, and people look at me and they're like, oh, you probably fucking partied like crazy. And like, yeah, I had my fun. But I was like, if somebody were to like walk up to me with like heroin or like a
Yeah.
hard
Oh,
drug,
sorry.
I'd be like, I'm going to die instantly. Like I
No,
would not do
literally.
it. I never have done it. And I
like,
was
don't do that
terrified of
around
it.
me.
And the fact that kids are
Please.
like, literally like willing, it's like they're doing it like we smoked weed
No, literally.
back in the day. And I'm like,
No,
what do you
that's what I'm
mean
saying. I was
heroin
like, the
at a
worst
party?
thing, like-
What is that? Who even knows how to get heroin?
I remember
like,
one
we didn't
time.
even, I wouldn't even know where to get
literally,
it.
Okay, so I
Can we
as an
say heroin?
adult-
Can we say all that?
Well, we already said it. I guess we'll find
Can
out.
we bleep it out? Like,
Are
can
we
we
allowed
bleep
to
out
say
black tar
drug-
heroin?
Are we allowed to say black tar heroin? Oh my god. We were trying to get canceled on the first.
Are we
like-
canceled on the first day? I swear. What did that
Yeah.
other post said? Like,
Anyways, we're anti black tar heroin.
we're just just for the record.
If you didn't know,
we are anti
hard stance on that.
crack cocaine,
I'm anti crack cocaine.
methamphetamine.
I'm anti regular
Fentanyl?
cocaine, not even the crack part.
Is it fentanyl? Fentanyl.
Yeah. And do you know fentanyl is in like epidurals and shit? I'm like,
Oh yes, no, that's where okay. So
That's
a lot
why
of
I'm
these
like,
drugs.
I don't get it. Y'all guys
are
just
like-
want epidurals
well,
so
not,
bad.
Maybe not crack cocaine is not in the hospitals, but like
No, it used to be
Was
a
it?
numbing agent.
okay, see, I feel like all of it was medicinal, and then
Yeah.
then we go then that's a whole nother subject of like medicinal marijuana. It's like some stuff started medicinal, went to recreational hardcore use,
No, and then it gets
street,
crazy.
then it starts being made in the streets and labs, and I mean, the fact that someone's okay with putting in their body the thing like that, the person that's making it and the things they're using to make it is like so disgusting. Is
Yeah.
like crazy just to get that high. It's like whoa.
Yeah. Why can't people just go back to like old school regular weed that they grew in someone's backyard? Like,
Right.
Like, you know, honestly,
Which I
that
don't even
I'm
like doing. I'm like literally
Oh,
that
it's not my
person. I'm
business.
such a. I'm like such a square.
I can't confirm or deny whether or not I.
We don't confirm or deny anything
confirming or
unless
denying
we're denying it for sure.
Shit.
Yeah. If
I'm
we're
not
not for
confirming
sure
shit either.
denying it, then we don't confirm it.
Yeah.
People are probably like, "What the fuck are they even saying at this
They're
point?"
like, they're on drugs right
they're
now.
currently using drugs, which we're not.
No.
But I remember Tyler was filming an episode once, and somebody was trying to get them like, I don't know if you want to say canceled, was like either trying to get them flagged or something. And on
Right.
YouTube, he kept saying like, drugs, they're using drugs, drinking guns. Like they started saying like
saying
all
the
these
word
things in the
gun.
comments on the live. He was like, they have guns and alcohol, drinking and driving. And I was like,
Okay.
okay.
Do you
all right.
do you think I'm driving right now?
Right. And I was like, none
I'm
of that
being
is happening.
So for real.
but
Do you look at me? Am I driving right now?
right.
You think so? Okay.
We're drinking.
And I'm driving right now. I'm currently
now,
right
as we
now.
speak. Like,
I'm
come
driving
on.
a school bus full of children
I think that
and drinking.
people-
Sorry.
I think then we're fucking going.
No.
We just went into like a weird direction
No,
and
we
it
did.
went fast.
Yeah, sorry.
But
It'd be like that.
was that a little? No, that wasn't pick me. That was just
No, that wasn't pick me. We're just funny.
right. Yeah, Tyler said that. He was like, "What did he say?" He was like, "Oh, he's like in the categories I was going to put comedy," and I was like, "Are we funny? Are we funny?" And he was like, "Yeah, you're like ruining it. Stop." I was like, oh, "Okay." He's like, "You're like about to not be funny by saying that like that." I
No,
was like,
literally.
"Okay, all right."
I think one of my favorite bits is that I always just say that I'm funny because people, they don't like it. They're like, you can't just say that you're funny. And I'm like, yeah, I can because I'm so funny. But then I end up being funny and they're like, damn it.
Right. They're like,
You
oh,
are
so you
funny.
had something to back up your claim. Damn it.
Like, God forbid I have some confidence.
Right.
Like,
Right. That's, oh God, don't get me started on that. And I think
Right.
that's again where pick me energy came from is like
Right, it's
there's
different.
like this weird, huge amount of insecurity. And then there's this other
Right.
side. There's no middle ground of just like a confident woman. There's this
No.
other side of like, we were talking about body positivity is not like
Right.
a positive thing anymore. We'll get into that in another
Yeah.
time also because it's a whole
That is a whole
animal,
other-
but it's not what it was supposed to be. Body positivity was not supposed to be that you accept everybody's look. I don't have
Right.
to be like, oh yeah, you're
I'm
gorgeous.
attracted to
I'm
every
sorry.
person.
Yeah, it's you accepting yourself.
Yeah.
And
I'm body positive, but some people are ugly.
Sorry.
And some people also think that I'm ugly. They're
100%,
wrong, but
like,
they think that.
they're
Like,
wrong 100.
I'm
But
just like, come on, be so for real.
like totally like some people, I see people online, like I'll see a girl that's like not like she's skinny, right? And
Yeah.
people are like, oh, what a cow. Like, and then there's girls that are like big girls, like I am not no small girl.
Right.
And like curvy, thick, and they're
Right.
like, girl, you look so good. And I'm like, I don't know what sides of the internet, like this
Right.
internet world is
Right.
fucking weird. But
It's so weird.
there's that side where it's like there's either this overconfidence where it's like maybe get a, like you said, where did we
Like,
talk about in the
maybe
beginning of the
let's have
episode? A
some-
little bit of shame.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Self-awareness.
Like-
self-awareness. Let's
Right.
you know,
Like,
like
you can love yourself as a
and I'm waiting for the people to be like, why aren't you guys self-aware?
I'm like, I am so painfully
so
self-aware.
fucking self-aware.
It's not
Like,
even funny.
thank you.
I lay awake every single night thinking of every single thing that I've said, wrong, done. I'm so self-aware. It's not even funny.
Do we need a refill? I'm gonna text him.
Maybe, yeah. Let me have another little sip. I keep moving away from the mic when I'm chewing my ice because I'm like ASMR ice crunch. Well, I'm taking a sip, but
like, I hope he doesn't cut this stuff out.
some of it.
So, well,
Some of it
like
maybe,
half
but
of
like-
it, but like not this stuff.
Yeah, no. But also, like, my brief on just how, like, the body positivity thing, I genuinely think the body positivity movement was just a ploy to get young girls to wear less clothing.
Or to accept at any state. Like, look, I think that there's a difference between, like you said, being confident and being like okay with yourself,
Right.
but also being like, okay, I'm 600 pounds, like
Right.
maybe
Maybe I have some health issues.
I should do something
Yeah.
about that.
No, and I
Like,
completely understand.
Even like
Myself, like,
we are like
Exactly. Even myself, like, I literally, like, okay, so I am very comfortable with the way that I look. Like, I could lose weight. That would be totally fine. However, like, I'm not sitting here being like, oh, if I eat
Thanks, babe.
McDonald's, like, every week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. You can.
we're hoping you don't edit things like this out.
Some of the things I've already said some illegal things, I feel.
Oh, the FBI is coming for sure.
Yeah.
Warm.
It's okay. I have ice that I've been eating in the mic.
Into the mic.
Like actually like
Not me.
chewing it in
I
the
turned
mic.
away.
We're at 45 minutes. 50 now. What should we do?
What do you mean?
Like an hour?
Whatever you want, babe.
Okay.
But yeah.
So sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay, so go on about because I liked where you were going with that.
Back into it. No, because like me, like I'm not ashamed of the way that I look. Like I still pull hella bitches if I want, and by bitches I mean whoever I want. And
Literally.
no, literally. And so it's like the issue is not that I'm not pretty. Like the issue is that like it started hurting my knees when I was walking up the stairs.
Right.
So I'm like, oh dang girl, like you need to get back in the gym. You need to start doing.
But you know what,
again.
Tessa? It's
That's
okay if you were like, I don't like. I'm not saying you, but like,
Right.
it's okay if somebody's like, I don't like the way I look right now. Like, I've
Right.
been lifting weights for 20 years,
Right.
and I have gone up and down. Like, I've been like that bodybuilder, like physique.
Right.
I never competed or went that far, but I've been where after Logan, I gained weight after the trauma I experienced, which is our trauma dumps is a
Yeah.
whole episode, maybe a 2-part episode.
I was like probably a whole series.
I gained 70
Like,
pounds, lost it, gained it, lost it. And now I'm in the process. I've lost 56 pounds. I'm in the process of losing it. And it's not just, I mean, I'm still like, I feel good about myself. I'm still
Right.
like, I don't sit there but I'm
Yeah, no,
not
you're
happy
hot.
with how
You're
I
hot.
look. Thank
Yeah.
you. So are you. But I'm
you.
not happy with how I look. And that's also okay. That's what I
Right.
mean with the
It's
body
okay.
positivity.
Like if you are not where you want to be, like it's okay to feel like you don't have to just be like, well, I love myself. You don't have to do that.
Why do I have to love myself? Like, I don't like it. I'm
don't.
uncomfortable. I don't like right now I'm like, oh, like, I don't like
Yeah.
this. I don't like this looseness. Like,
Right.
I don't like it. It's not
Right.
because my husband doesn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he loves it. Like, he
Right.
likes me thick, but I'm sure he would love it if I was tightened up a little bit, toned up a little bit. Like, he will never say that to
Right.
me, but
Right.
so it's not for him. It's definitely not for anybody else.
No.
No other
It's
man
literally
exists
just
in
'cause,
my
like,
eyes.
And also I want to be able to do cooler stuff.
Right.
You know
Like,
what
I
mean?
like to, and it is different. Like, when you put on something and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, I didn't have to like make sure this is fitting a certain way or
Right.
tucked in or doing this. Like,
Right.
but I don't see like you were saying, the body positivity turned into where if you want to lose weight, you are a bad person.
Right. Like,
You
God forbid you want to
are
work
a
on your
monster.
body.
You are
Right.
superficial. You
Yeah.
are disgusting.
Right.
Like, how could you
all you care about is the male
All you care
gaze.
about is
Yeah.
how you look. And it's like,
Right.
no, I felt better. I did, like, literally, like,
Right.
health wise. Like,
Yeah.
I had better stamina. I could, work out longer.
Right.
I could play better with my kids. Like,
Exactly.
there was a point where like I said, I've lost like almost 60 pounds. Like, my back was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
My like body was hurting. So these people that are 600 pounds, there's no way you're
100%.
going to tell me they don't fucking hurt.
You cannot tell me that you're actually having a good quality of life if you can't like Like, and I'm not like, if you can't like touch your toes, like if you can't tie your own shoes,
Right.
you cannot tell me that you're having a wonderful quality of life.
Right.
Like,
it's
because,
a touchy subject,
right.
dude.
And
It
I'm
is a
not-
touchy subject.
It is a touchy
because
subject.
like these women, like I'm telling you, like if you gain weight and you don't accept yourself, you're bad.
Right.
If you lose weight and you feel good about it, you're bad.
Right.
But there's women that gain weight on purpose. Have you
Right.
seen the eaters? Bro,
Listen, that's like a whole other.
I saw one. She
crazy
puts a cake on
thing.
her stomach and she like eats it. She goes, I feel myself getting fatter by the minute. I can feel it. Do you guys see it? And there's like people also just like that subscribe to the shit eater that subscribe to this shit.
Sometimes I forget my face.
And they are turned on by it. So it's like, that's acceptable. But me wanting to lose weight is not. I'm a superficial
No, that's shame.
like
Let's bring
monster
shame
that doesn't
back.
care about my own, like doesn't love me for me. I
Right.
do. I didn't say I hate myself.
Like,
I just said I want to
why?
look a certain way. What's wrong with that?
Right. Well, for me, and this goes back to the pick me thing. Okay. I like to perform. I like to get my makeup done, get my hair done,
Right.
go out, do the walk, do the stretch. But I'm not doing that for
Well,
anyone else.
that's the difference between pick me
Right.
energy and main character energy.
Exactly. I like whenever I look good, whenever I feel good, I like to present that I'm looking good and feeling good.
Right.
That's just what I like to do. Like, and so, but when I do that, I'm not doing that so that I can, get so-and-so's number, or that I could get into this
Right.
club, or that I could, I don't know, blatantly flirt with someone's boyfriend right in front of their face, thinking that that girl won't beat you up if you try it again,
Right.
Like,
But then on the other end of that, on the other side of the coin,
right.
let's say you were wanting to look good to get a guy.
Right.
That's also okay.
Yeah.
Like, not saying that you need that validation, but you're
Right.
like, you know what? I want to feel confident. I want to feel
Right.
good.
Like,
So
let's go
in
out to the club.
turn,
let's see
if
if
I
a
do
man-
that
yeah.
and I present myself a certain
Yeah.
way, then I might attract somebody
Exactly.
that I want to attract.
Because
Like,
the difference is it's just not at the expense of others.
correct.
Like, one thing I would never do, and this is like a thing, because I love dressing up, I love looking nice, everything like
Same.
that. For example,
I mean, half
it
the
was
time
one
I'm
of my
in sweats, but
we always look nice. It was one of my friend's birthday this weekend, right? And we went out and we had a good time. But before we went out, we all did outfit checks, because I'm not going to go out knowing that I look better than the birthday girl. I'm not
Right.
going to do the extra thing to make my outfit look like, oh my gosh, like you look so, and then like leave her in the dirt, because I'm not going to do
you're not
something.
pick me
I'm not a
energy.
pick me.
Like,
And-
you don't
and
need
it's-
that to be like, I look
Exactly.
better than everybody
I
here,
don't
and I
need
need
every
to
moment
look
to
better.
be my moment.
Exactly.
It's like, but I like to have moments. Who doesn't? Everyone likes to have moments.
Right.
But I don't need every single moment to be my moment.
That's like the one we saw, because remember we were kind of like sharing memes back and forth,
Right.
And there was one that a girl purposely, allegedly, wore a white dress
To the wedding?
but then she was taking pictures with all the groomsmen. Like, I was like, everybody's like, are you the bride, or what are you
the one where she
doing
showed her
here?
puss?
Oh no, that was the
Oh.
bride. Then that was also, that one said like pick me energy level 10.
Yeah.
And her husband did a funny, like, I think he like opened his shirt or something with
Yeah.
all the brides, which also, by the way, was fucking, the whole
That's
thing's a
weird.
fucking weird concept.
That's weird.
But he was with all the bridesmaids, and then she like actually like showed her like crotch
Her hoo-ha.
with the groomsmen, and she was supposed to hold the flowers there. She was supposed to hold her bouquet like over her crotch. Also, I'm sorry, I'm still like saying this out loud, and I'm like, this shit's some fucking weird shit.
Well, it's just that
But
there
she
are other
did
people
it,
involved in
and
the
everybody's
photo.
like, whoa, okay. Like, my husband would be, first of all, my
No,
husband would be
like-
like, this whole idea is absolutely ludicrous. But
the only way this idea is acceptable is if it is for a private boudoir shoot. Mm-hmm. If it's a private boudoir shoot, absolutely hold that little
right, like I said, like
bouquet
I'm
there,
not a,
make it look cute.
what do they call it? I'm not a prude.
No, yeah, absolutely. It's just that I don't know. Maybe if it's like I don't know, all my friends and family are like right around, and you're
Maybe for like my wedding photo shoot,
right.
not.
I'm like possibly not at this time. You know
with
what I
my
mean?
husband's friends.
Right, it's
What
like-
do you mean? So then there's like, okay, let me ask y'all this, because I want to hear your feedback on this.
Yeah, leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments.
Oh my god,
And I want to hear it.
feel-
Do you think it's okay for someone to sit on a married man's lap. Now, let me explain further.
Okay. Is it his
You're in a
daughter?
group setting. No, you're in a group setting and there's a bunch of people there and a female sits on your husband's lap. She knows everybody you're with and you know of her. You know her. You're not good friends with her.
Right.
But she sits on your husband's lap real quick. Are you okay with that?
Well, okay. So let me say the circumstance under with which I would be okay with that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to hear that theory because there's absolutely zero fucking circumstance that I'd be okay with that.
The circumstance that I would be okay with that is if it were...
And you're thinking
if
about
my
it because you're not
whole family
sure.
would get brutally murdered right in front of me unless this happened for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Then
Bullshit.
yeah.
We're
Then
not
yeah.
going there.
But
We're not going there.
That's like all I can think about.
Right.
Because what do you mean? Like I'm
So
crazy.
I have friends. Okay. So
I'm
I have
insane.
friends. I've been friends with them 20 years, 30 years.
Right.
Like literally over 30 years. I'm 38 years old. I've known them since I was 5.
Right.
Okay. So their husbands,
Okay.
I've known, some of them have been together 15 years. So I've
Okay.
known them for 15 years,
Right.
even longer, maybe before they got married. I still wouldn't. I know that I have friends that probably would. I might have a girlfriend that would be like on one of like the, like, you know, like jump on his lap for like a picture or something, like maybe. But personally, I would not sit on any of their husband's laps. And I know some of them would be okay with it because they trust me. They trust their husband. And it's not about trust. It's about
not.
respect.
It is.
It's not about trust. I trust my husband wholeheartedly. I think, in fact, he would probably throw the fucking person on the floor.
Yeah.
But with that being said,
Right.
I don't think it's a trust or what do people always want to throw in there? Insecure. Oh, you're just insecure.
You're just insecure. I'm like,
no, I'm not.
No,
but
bitch, I'm
I
not
don't think
insecure, I'm
any of my
crazy.
friends, I'm trying to think if any of my friends would even do that.
No.
And I don't think so. And maybe, like I said, in a playful, like groups, like one of my friends I've known for 30
honestly,
years,
truly,
like,
I could see the opposite happening before. I could see someone's husband sitting on my lap before
right?
I see myself
like,
sitting on anyone's husband's lap.
So I just like see that sometimes, and I've seen that behavior. And when I used to go out, like back in the day, I remember seeing like things like that happen. And I was
And
like,
it's crazy.
I was like,
you
I
need
don't-
attention that bad. You need attention that badly.
like why
so
would
badly.
you, what is it that required you to have to do that?
No, seriously. And like this is the thing. So one of my best friends, she's been married for a long time. We went to high school together. Her husband and me are twerk buddies because we used to wall twerk at parties together. Okay. He also wall twerked. Okay. I'm not saying it wasn't me and then he's what? No, we competed. Okay.
Oh God.
I would still not sit on that man's lap.
No, it's a
like,
matter
that's
of just, it's just a respect thing.
No, because it's,
and like I said, I do want to hear people's responses because I know there'll be some that'll be like, you know what, if my best girlfriend did that and sat on my husband's lap real quick or for a picture or like a hey, hello, they would be okay with it. I know it's out there. I do know it exists.
Swinger, but I'm not.
I do know that there's people that are so like, no, I'm not worried about it. And again, it's not that I'm worried about it. And with any of my friends, I'm definitely not worried about it because they would never, ever, ever. We don't have any drama.
We don't have friends that would do that.
We don't have friends that we don't associate with people that would do that. Right.
Because if you're trying to flirt with my man.
I don't know any girl that I've been friends with for that long that would even fathom doing something that I'd be worried about. Like I would leave them alone in a room any day, all day. Literally at any moment, and I would not be worried about either of them.
Exactly. The only way, like my friends and I are so in tight, the only way that anything like that could possibly happen is if she's sitting on his lap to slip poison in his drink because we have signed him up for life insurance policy and we're about to live really good together.
Or you found him with somebody else.
Or I found him with somebody else.
100%.
Still same thing. Life insurance
policy. It's like a setup. Yeah.
That's the only way it's happening.
So, and then that also puts the husband in a really awkward position if somebody were to do that and he is unsure of how to react.
Right.
He's like, do I throw this bitch on the floor? Is my wife going to freak out right now? I didn't ask for this to happen. I'm just fucking sitting here.
Right.
I am like an innocent bystander. And then now the wife's like, did he do enough? He was ambushed.
Right.
And so what I'm saying is by doing that, you're setting up your lack of self-awareness is like putting them all these people in a weird position.
Putting everybody in a weird position.
Just don't do it. Like it's unnecessary. So like what possesses anybody to do such a thing? So it's like, you know, I'd love to hear what people think about that. And if they would be okay with.
Would you be okay with that? Would
what circumstance would you be okay with? Is it a best friend? Is it somebody you don't know? Somebody you just met? Somebody they work with? Would you be okay with it with somebody they work with?
Oh my god, no! I might burn down the building. No, I'm sorry.
Fucking be like,
I
cool,
can't
cool,
say
cool.
that
I'm so
because-
glad that you're retired now. Where are you gonna work next? Because you're not working there
Right.
anymore.
Exactly.
And again, it's not because I don't trust my husband.
Right.
It's because now I know that there is a person
Coming
that
from-
has that type of
that has the intention. That has the
intention and
intention,
behavior,
yeah.
or lack thereof awareness.
Yeah.
Even if there was no like real intention there, like, oh, I'm gonna sleep with this guy, but
Right.
like,
Right. Like why? Oh, why?
I got speechless. And
No,
that
'cause
doesn't
that
happen often.
happens.
Let me tell
No, really.
Let me
never.
tell you. So, okay. So I'm curious about that. So please do tell us. And
Yeah,
what
'cause-
circumstance would you be okay with it? What circumstance would you not be okay with it? And would there be a point where you're just like me, where it's never okay?
No, I just don't think that, like, personally, I just don't think that's okay. Like, I have, like I said, a very wide array of friends. I have every type of friend you could possibly think of in whatever scenario of life right now. My best friend, I love her more than anything. She loves me more than anything. If she ever walked into me sitting on her, not even husband, boyfriend,
Okay.
sitting on her boyfriend's lap, she would slap me silly.
Right. She'd be like, what are you doing?
She'd be like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?
right. But
Like,
not
what are
because
you
she
doing?
doesn't trust you. She
No,
loves you.
she'd
She
just
trusts
be
you.
like,
She knows you. But she'd be like, why are you doing?
What
Why are you doing that?
She's like, so you hate me, so you want me to die,
Right,
so you want me to kill
so
myself. Like, that's what you're doing.
You, it just
just
blows my
can't.
mind. Like it just
just
right.
can't.
You just can't. There's no need for it. There's no reason for it. And I think that again, it's like our episode started with Jezebel pick me energy. That is some fucking pick me energy because you don't
It
care
is.
what that person feels. You don't care what the wife feels. You are doing
Right.
something. And again, some people might be like, you're thinking way too deep into it. But it's not a best friend situation. It's not even a random person. It's somebody
No.
like that you work with or somebody that you
Yeah.
know a little bit, maybe even that your wife just met.
Right.
And some might think it's harmless and it might be. It might be. I don't think it is, but I think that it puts everybody in a position that is unnecessary and uncalled for and
Right.
just didn't need to happen.
Right.
So why even do it? And the explanation I have is that you're a pick me or you're a Jezebel and you're
100%.
using that little bit of like, oh, flirty,
To try to
cute,
get ahead.
sitting on a man's lap.
Right. Because you want somebody to think of
Because
you more special.
Right. You're
Yeah.
special. And what's your favorite saying?
You're not special.
You're not special.
You're not
guys.
special. I'm
You're
so
not special.
sorry. Like,
I'm sorry, but you're not special. And
you're
here's
really not.
why.
No, and it's
We've
because,
all
like,
been through shit.
Everybody's been through shit.
We've
Like,
all worked
I'm
our way.
sorry.
We've all worked hard.
Exactly.
Okay. And
Well,
people,
most of us.
no, you've worked hard.
No.
You-
I mean, there's some
Oh.
people out there that I know have
Oh.
not worked
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
They're losers.
I'm
but-
talking about people like us.
Yeah.
They're not those peasants.
Not those
We're-
peasants.
I'm talking about people like us and people that we associate with. So they're going to
Right.
understand and relate.
Yeah, 100.
Is that we all worked hard. We all have been through trauma. We've all been through
Right.
shit. We've all experienced bad
Right.
relationships. So you're not special.
Right.
You're not special.
The world isn't against you.
No,
Everybody
and-
doesn't hate you.
Right. And
You're-
everybody's hustled. I mean,
Right.
I was single mom at one point and I think I had 5 actual streams of income, which meant I had 5 jobs. One of them was like the color street, the nail thing, but I worked
Right.
hard at it.
Right.
I worked a real full-time job, office manager.
Right.
I was doing Advocare, like the fitness supplements. Like I was selling as much as I could and doing all sorts of stuff, working as many jobs as I could to support my kids and myself. So like, yeah, like you're not special. I don't care what you did. I don't care what
Right.
you've done.
And I don't care
like,
where you came from. Like, because I literally have a drug addict mom and no father.
Right,
Like, I
right.
literally don't have parents. Like, I didn't have anyone. Like, there have been a couple people in my life that have, like, stepped up and, like, tried to kind of support me. But the second I turned 18, they do not want to help anymore. And so it's like, I've been on my own ever since. So I'm sorry. I don't care that your mommy and daddy got a divorce
Right.
when you were in high school.
My parents
and
loved
so now you
me.
hate women. Like,
Right.
Or now that you hate men.
or you hate men,
grow
or
up.
you're one of the guys, or
you're a pick me, or you're
yeah,
like,
yeah. Like you need to
grow
use
up.
all these other people for clout and all these other men to like get you to where you
Right.
need to be. It's like
you don't have to do
do that on your own. Do that with your own.
Well, because the missing piece is authenticity.
Right.
Like that is literally like
you have none. You have nothing of your own.
And it's
so
the
you're
key to
using
success.
other people's. Like I was worried myself that if I even say like Tyler's the host of Anti-Hero podcast, that
Right.
like somehow somebody's like, oh, you're riding on his coattails, or like, you know, and it's like, no, we're completely different. Like, I mean, you know, I hate the term cop wife, but as the wife of a law enforcement officer, there might be some of like a similar demographic, because we will talk about that, and we will talk about, you know, our views on that, but and law enforcement and stuff like that, because I have a different perspective, but yeah, as far as like using other people for that like clout, stop. Like, bring it yourself, bring it, and then you'll feel so much better and more confident.
Like, it's literally the key to success. So you see people all the time, like everybody's making podcasts, everybody's doing TikTok, everybody's doing Instagram, everybody's doing this, blah, blah, blah. The literal thing that separates other people and puts them apart is authenticity. Like, people can tell when you're not being yourself. Like, and I try to say that all the time. Like, I'm always like, I have to be authentic. Well, one, because like, I'm not going to remember what I said. I have no idea. For me to lie about who I am as a person.
Right. Like, I can't play a part, because I will never be able to hide who I am. Like, I would probably be like, wait, what? Like, myself would come out. Right. Like, I wouldn't even be able to hide it if I wanted to.
Exactly.
But I think that's a little bit of confidence. But, you know, I'm insecure too. Like, it doesn't mean you're not insecure about things. But like, I'm confident with what I feel like that was good. Authenticity. I like that, because I feel like when you're authentic, you don't have to worry about what you say, how you say it. You don't have to live on like the coattails of somebody else, because it's kind of like when you tell the truth. Like, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember your lies and be like, wait, what did I say? It's because it's the real thing. It's the real deal. It's the truth. Like, I mean,
sorry, I just really wanted to hit that. I was talking. I was like, I can't help it.
I was like,
it's right here. I touched it in my pocket.
So, again, we want to be real. We want to be real.
Yeah, no,
we
so
want to be
real.
real. We don't judge. Smoke a cigarette. Drink a glass of wine. We don't
do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
You know, like I said, I'm not like a crunchy mom, but I do.
She's not a regular mom. She's
I'm
a cool mom.
I'm a cool mom. But I do think that, you know, they don't want us healthy. I do think that dyes are bad, because I can tell you right now from experience, my kids eat some of those like nerd clusters, or like something that has a bunch of dyes in it. They be acting fucking weird.
They do. No,
they be acting off. So I can tell you there's something with that.
Yeah, no, I don't have children, but
which is also okay.
Yes.
Like, and it's not necessarily because you're anti. Like,
no, I worked in childcare for 10 years. That's why I don't have children.
Right.
I know what they're like.
I mean, maybe you're anti, but you're not like,
no, I'm not anti-kids, no.
Yeah.
I'm just, for me personally, like, I would love to have a family one day. Right. I would love that. That'd be incredible. Right. Yeah. I will not have a baby with a man who's not worthy of an heir.
You mean you won't settle?
I won't settle.
Oh, weird. Cool.
So
like, that's such a crazy concept and so weird. I don't understand.
I know. It's like, why, you know what you bring to the table. Like, I'm not going to change myself to fit into a man's agenda anything.
Let's talk about changing yourself for someone.
Approval?
Again, back to pick me under. Like, we're going to change. Okay. All right. We're not going to change ourselves, but people do it. And we've probably all done it at some point. I'm trying to think if I have. I don't know if I have. But like, there's those people, like, let's say, and I don't mean change like in interest. Like, oh, my husband likes country, but I don't. But I'll give it a try because I want to relate to him. And
want to do country.
I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine with you trying things out, or like being open-minded. But that doesn't mean, you know, if you don't like it, you could be like, dude, I don't like it.
Right.
Like, I like country. Tyler like some, but not a whole lot. Like, he really doesn't. Exactly. Like, it's just not something. I also like my worship music, and he's like, absolutely not. He's a Christian, but he's like, no.
Yeah. No, I get it.
He's like, it just sucks. And I'm like, but it doesn't. And how could you say that? I can't believe you.
Yeah.
But when somebody changes their whole being,
right.
I'm talking like look, talk,
style, exactly.
Authenticity. It's like you're losing the authenticity, so it's never going to work. It's just never going to work.
Right. So it, like, for me, like, if I found out that somebody, a man, let's say, loved Malibu Barbie, and all of a sudden I'm bleach blonde with the darkest tan you've ever seen, maybe that's like a little bit like
there was like a meme that was going around, or like a reel, and it was like a girl that was like, remember that time that my crush in high school loved like monsters, and then her senior pictures were her wearing like a monster hat and monster like shirt, and her whole background was like Monster energy drink, and she was like, kill me now, like immediately. And it's like, that's funny, like that's cute and funny, and like she was looked back and was like, what the fuck, we all have to make that mistake,
right?
But I recently saw someone, again, we are not naming names, so nobody worry out there,
except for me. I'm naming names. Okay. And no, I'm just kidding.
I might give me a couple more and names might start flying, but they appear to have changed their entire outlook on life. I mean, it's not just it's like it's like they changed everything and became one with this other person,
right?
And it was a violent jump.
Right.
It was a violent jump. I'm talking
like Sex and the City, Charlotte converting to Judaism kind of jump.
I don't know that show well, but I think I know. I know the characters, and I kind of
converted to Judaism.
Yes. Okay. I think this person may change religions.
Right.
Yes. You know, me and Tyler noticed it, and we were just like, this person okay, I got to be careful because I don't want to give too many details away, but they definitely changed everything.
Right. Their entire viewpoint.
Everything about themselves. Yeah. And I can't help but the people that know this person before that violent jump are going to think there's a lack of authenticity.
Right.
So there's no way you can be like nobody's going to buy into that. Like, I know that if, you know, even style wise, like all of a sudden, you know, you start dating a greaser or whatever. Like, we used to call them greasers, like rockabilly, right? You're gonna, and then all of a sudden your style,
right? All of a sudden that's what you're.
All of a sudden, you're like,
all of a sudden,
you're like living in the 50s. You may as well be like right up in there. You may as well be in there.
No, literally.
And
that's so funny.
I'm gonna look at that and be like, that's cute. You're trying to relate. I appreciate that. I understand.
Right.
But also, that's not you.
Right. It would be like if I started seeing someone and then all of a sudden you see me walking around in like cowboy boots and like the blue jean shorts
and you're like, yes. And it's like, just be you. And that person should still like that person. Like, it shouldn't change anything.
Right.
But being able to be like, hey, I can put that stuff on and go to like a country show with them.
Yeah. That's cool. I love to cosplay.
Cool. Yeah. Like, we're down. But I think that also kind of converts into, you know, that whole Jezebel thing. Like, you will, and men do it too. Right, men do it too. Not just in fact, men do it all the time.
I actually was like, because me and Chat, we be having talks for real about like the Jezebel stuff. And so,
do tell.
I'm trying to go to the thing. I'm like, where is that?
Because I know you all have seen somebody do a violent jump. I know you all have seen someone, male or female, do a violent jump to be whatever it is that the person there is with. I think it's a common trait for certain men that have mental disorders like borderline personality disorder or narcissism, where they are chameleons. They literally will morph into whatever that person that they're trying to love bomb and take over is. And that shit's wild. Like, they'll be interested into whatever they're interested in, dress however they are, like morph into this person that, and then like their ex is looking at them like, who the fuck? What the fuck are you doing?
No. Let me.
And then they do it to the next. So it's like, you're not authentic. You're literally just going to become whatever the person you're trying to be with is. And it's really not a cute look.
No. It's not at all. And it literally, so like, that's the thing about like the Jezebel spirit and the patterns of manipulation and everything like that, because it is like, and I know that we sound like, because it's like, oh, well, you're telling me that like just because people do this and like, but I'm like, no, it all starts with the patterns of manipulation though. Like, that's why manipulation is such a big thing.
Huge.
It's like once you start acting a specific way to get someone else to react a specific way, that is where the problem starts. Like, the second you wear cherry perfume because you heard that Paul likes cherry perfume,
Right.
because you want Paul to fix your tires, and you know that if he smells that
Right.
cherry perfume, he'll talk
Right.
to you. That is where it starts.
Right.
It's like, well, that's just innocent. Like, I didn't know. It's not. The second you choose to alter your behavior to influence another person's behavior, that is where the
I'm telling you right now,
starts
like
of it.
the real deal doesn't need that. Like I didn't change anything for Tyler. But here's the difference is change like certain things about you
Well, like,
where
yeah,
you're
of
trying to
course.
better yourself. Like I try to be like, I know I could improve on being
Right.
a better wife or a better mom or just a
Right.
better person. And I try to do those things. Like that's different. I feel like if
Yeah.
you're trying to do things that like, you know, maybe your husband doesn't like certain things and you're like, you know what, I'm willing to work on that.
Right.
That's a whole different ballgame than being like, I'm going to specifically change and morph into what I think this person's ideal
Right.
woman is to get them,
Exactly.
because you're not going to be able to keep that up.
Never.
And then you're going to be then you have a mess. And that's not
Right.
fair to that person thinking, oh my God, I found this person that's like exactly what I want. And then you're not.
Exactly. And
When
then
there could be somebody that
Yes.
is what they want out there and now they wasted their time.
100%. Because then that's why we have like all these people that are in unhappy marriages. This is
Yep,
the reason
because
why
men do it
marriages
too.
end in
Men
50%
do it
of
too,
divorce.
and I'm like, don't morph into what I
No.
want because what I want is out there.
Exactly. I'm like, I wouldn't like, and this is the thing that like really gets to me, because wouldn't you rather
I'm a
have
monster right now.
someone love you completely and wholly for exactly who you are? Like, wouldn't that be the preference? Like, I just don't understand. Like, why would you want to be with somebody, or why would you want to change yourself in a way that isn't who you are, just to attract somebody that's not your person?
Because then you're like in your heart, you should know they're not really attracted to me.
No,
they're attracted to this facade.
Exactly.
And then I can't keep this facade up.
Ever.
So what happens? Because let me tell you, I've been in that.
Right.
And I'm like, wait, whoa, who is this?
Right.
Like, oh, this is the real you. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The real you's a monster and not what I thought you were. So, thank you so much for those last 8 years or however many years. I'm not
Right.
gonna be putting numbers,
No,
but
literally.
however many years that I spent thinking you were this, and then you weren't, and then you were again, and then you weren't, and then you were again.
Right.
And I could have been, but again, God has a plan, and
Right.
you know, obviously, me and Tyler
Everybody
believe
has to go through and learn. Like,
our relationship was stronger because we both experienced, you know, shitty situations and shitty
Right,
people, and we're like,
right.
oh, okay. So when we find the authentic person, we're
Right.
gonna know.
You'll be able to
We're
know.
gonna know.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to come with love bombing. It's not going to come with, you know, the pick me weird ass shit. Like, it'll be like natural. It'll
Right,
feel
it's just-
natural. Like,
Somebody was even telling us recently, they were like, we like guys have like always been together. Like, haven't you been together like 10 years? We're like, definitely not. Definitely
LOL.
not. It seems that way.
yeah.
Because that's how it should seem.
Right.
But no, we 100% have not been together for 10 years. Like, it
Yeah.
actually hasn't been that long at all. And
Right.
then you'll see people that have been together 10 years and you're
Right.
like, oh God, they're breaking up again and getting back together, or they're
That's my
going through
nightmare.
this, or they're going through that. That was my life.
No, may that type of love never find me again.
Ever again.
Ever.
Because I know it's
Never.
found you, and
No,
I
it's-
really would like to just let them know. Bye, boy.
No, literally. I'm
Have a
like,
nice day.
Please leave me alone. Please get
Leave
your
her
man out of my
alone.
DMs. Please.
Leave her
I'm begging
alone,
you.
and
Go through his phone. Please go
I
through his phone.
really do tell her daily to also leave you alone,
Yeah.
which she is, as
I-
long as you leave her alone.
I do.
But I know that it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's
Yeah.
it's a trauma bond.
I'm still learning. It's a trauma bond.
Yeah.
I still have a couple things that I'm, trying to, figure out, be
And
a better
again, that goes
person.
and my, I heard how many times, oh, you're worth more, you deserve more, you deserve
Yeah.
better, and I was like, well, I know that,
Right.
but
Because that's
I-
never what it is. Like, I don't think anybody that's ever in a relationship with somebody toxic, I don't think that, and like, well, maybe they do, but for me, I never, not one singular time was like, I deserve this.
So my therapist one time told me, which I'm not ashamed to say, that I had to go to therapy after an absolutely horrifying trauma. But my therapist said to me that once, and I was like, I'm sorry, but I have to say you're wrong. And there was times where she was like, you know what, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And she
Right.
said that. She was like, it's because you didn't think you deserved better. And I was like, no, I did, but I also didn't really want to start over. I had a child involved. I was tired. I was I was constantly being abused. And I was like, I didn't really feel like I didn't deserve better.
No.
Like, I definitely felt I did.
I couldn't afford an apartment on my own yet. Like, let's be so for real. Like, I was like, I mean, I'm going to try to make this work.
Like, I also definitely don't want to lose that income. No, not that they brought much, but
no.
I'm just saying, no, like, there's other factors. I was like, it's a little harder said than done.
There's like a couple more
I
things.
would love to just be able to be like, hey, bye. But
and there's also that part of it's like, well, no, I know that I don't deserve to be treated that way, but something about me as a person is I'm capable of love, and I love really deep, and I love really hard. And even though that's a horrendous person, I did love them. And so,
and that's where it scares me is that I didn't, I stopped. I stopped. It takes a long time.
It does.
I was
it
further
does.
in than you, and it takes a long time to really look at that person and be like, dare I say, horrified, disgusted. I don't know. Like, you know, but you don't. And I think that at that point, like, you're so stuck.
Yeah,
you're so stuck.
It's
and
the pattern.
I mean, I had friends that were fucking like about to not be my friend. Okay, I wouldn't say that because they would never do that. But they were like fed up. They were fed up. They were fed up. They were like, we are so tired of seeing you go through this. We are so tired of seeing this happen to you.
Yeah.
They weren't mad at me. They were mad at the situation.
Well, yeah, and mad at the other person.
100% mad. I mean, I had friends that wouldn't dare even speak to the other person.
My friends literally to this day, because you know which one I'm talking about, but to this day, they're like, if I see him,
right, because of what he did to you,
exactly. And I'm like, no, guys, it's fine. And they go, no, no, I don't care if you forgave. I didn't forgive. And I'm like, and that's fine. That's fine.
Hi, baby.
Hey, just trying to see what you're
Oh, what? Oh, we've been yapping. Oh,
125.
We could
wrap it up.
Wrap up. Yeah. I was
on that note, we could wrap it up on that.
I have like 2 hours of editing. No, not just 2 hours.
You don't have to stay here.
all of our kids are subliminally just letting me know.
Hungry? Okay.
Perf.
Okay,
right.
so
Well,
I mean,
mother, so.
I'm telling you on the trauma dump EP.
Oh my god.
We'll get into that more because
Yeah.
I really don't want to talk about my past relationships or ex, but there's some relevant points that we'll get into. Yeah, no, 100%. We can talk about yours and
right. I don't want to bring too much like fame to the name or whatever. So
right, they don't even deserve that spotlight.
I don't want to give them the credit. However, it is helpful to know some things. So,
right.
You know,
yeah, there's some things that we survived and we experienced that I think are relevant and help us.
Yeah, and like also can help explain because like I know we like came in like really hard today about like fuck you pick me's, but I stand by that. It's 100%. it's like but we had to go through a lot to get where we are in terms of the perspectives that we have,
which we don't think we're special for doing.
No.
So just be clear on that. You're not special either.
Everything that I've said about other person, I don't think I'm an exception for. I think that we're all, you know, similar. But yeah, so I just think that, you know, moral of the story, pick me's bad. Let's not
be authentic. That. Be your authentic
because
self.
It's the spirit of Jezebel infecting you. Yeah. And if we want to get really specific, I'm only going to say this name one time and I will not say it again because I don't believe in bringing in the power of these things. But it's really the demon Asmodeus. So we're being so fucking real about it.
In Jesus' name, I rebuke.
In Jesus' name, we rebuke that spirit. I will never say the name again.
On that note, but we will go ahead and end this conversation. And this episode 1, which we thank you all for joining us so much. So we will see you next time.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share.
Yep.
And if you don't do those things, then we'll know that you actually literally hate us as human beings. So,
and
you know,
you're
it's
just
fine.
a pick me and Jezebel and you suck.
Yeah, and if you don't like us, then we don't like you either. So, bye. No, I'm just kidding. All right. I think that's everything.
That's everything.
Okay, bye.
Bye.